pegar. Es que ayer hicimos pescados y se pegó, pero como...
Breakfast of champions.
Yeah.
The last few days, that little pool has been dry. As far as I know, dry since I got here, but the ocean, or this bay, fluctuates. In the middle of the night, it's like risen several feet higher. Like, it's gotta be, it must rise about 10 feet anyways. And last night, it obviously rose enough that it came in from way down there and flushed this whole kind of marshy area. And thus, you've got all these birds going through, picking through it, because it likely flushes insects out of this brush, this vegetation, into the water, and then they help themselves. It could be small sea life as well, like little shells, like crabs and such. So from where the water is presently, it rose, as you can see, up to that dark line. So I'm gonna say, you know, that has to be about 4 feet higher than it is presently right now. Last night must have been one of the higher tides, because it refilled that with that one area. It's like a little mini lagoon, I guess. It's beautiful here. Yeah, it's beautiful here in its own way. I was wrong. I think it rose more than 6 feet, because you can see where it flushed all the way up to here. So, I mean, it's not a new thing that the ocean has its tidals. It's just when you're not used to that concept, it's kind of cool how it works. I thought it was a seal, but it's a person. Must be, you know, diving down there for, I don't know, crabs or what have you. Fishing's popular here. I've seen people like who are visiting with these really long fishing poles. I've seen people in wetsuits and fins where they are, or they have a rod with a hoop on the end, so I guess it's some form of spearing you're allowed here. Very rugged here. Not a lot of vegetation. So I rode the fat bike out here to explore other camping options. You know, that's kind of what I do when I get somewhere new, is explore places I can camp that are better views, less people, and which may be tricky here in Mexico. I don't know. I'm doing okay so far. I'm not disappointed. No generators and such. So in this case, I got the fat bike, which is just around the corner. Looks like one time they had a course set up for racing, sort of like a Baja racing. Now, I can't tell it. A lot of stuff looks dead to me, and maybe it is, or maybe it's in hibernation. Maybe it's going to leaf soon. I have no idea, but this is what I mean by this plant. It's almost like its bark peels a little bit like birch on a smaller scale. But I don't know what kind it is yet. So, you know, and the thing I love about this lifestyle too is that, like yesterday when I went out on the boat, that, you know, that was something I would never afford to do right now. It was 4,000, maybe 4,500 pesos to do that trip. I forget. Oh, I came this way. And I would never have bought that. Plus, it's just you. Now, if you're with a group, then that makes sense. That you could, you know, make that justifiable. But it was an awesome 4 hours. You know, we got to see sea lions. Female, like a, I don't know, what do you call them when they're all together? It's, probably not a herd. Maybe a pod, I don't know. I think that's more for dolphins. And we did get to see dolphins, my first time seeing dolphins. So that was pretty cool. Very cool for me. And, you know, the osprey nest on top of the arch, triangular arch. So, even though there's not a lot of vegetation, it's still a very interesting lay of the land. So the bike's just down there. Now you can see people have camped here, but it's a good chance those are like razors, side-by-sides. So I'm gonna follow their trail back up the wash and see if it is possible to get a trailer down here. I know I can up on one of those shelves, but I'll be honest, last year in January, a man from Manitoba, Canada, was killed out here, and his truck and camper were taken. Now, that's on iOverlander. That's a very sad situation. So, I don't know. I've got the truck and trailer. It's not maybe as appealing. I've got 2 dogs, and I've got a black belt in nothing. Other than enjoying life. So anyways, that's the scoop about this area. Whenever I see fishing line, I try and pick it up, because it's bad news for birds and fish too, but birds have hung themselves with this shit. You know, and that's pretty sad. But beautiful shell. Here's another one. It's pretty. When I had a saltwater aquarium, this was called a bristle starfish. A cleaner type starfish. I guess they all are, really. Seeing where it goes. See, another funky tree. Is it dead? Is it hibernating? Does it need to in Mexico? I believe that is almost the head of the island that's over there, and was once a volcano. There's a hike on it, but maybe one day I'll come here and canoe across. Can I ride up this? I need the other hand. Nope, I did it. Okay. I think that was a seal. Yeah, see? See? See, see. See? So the whole flock, herd, pod, murder of the sea lions, the females, and perhaps the young, are out on that little bump of a rock. It's the only rock that's covered is in a whitish color. I'm going to assume that's not bird shit, because that'd be a lot of bird shit. But that said, thousands of years, who knows? But also the cormorants. Hopefully not a bad idea. Doing this one hand along here. All right.